on the Hillary step, then my Sherpa told me summit is just 35 to 40 minutes, and this is going to be the most hardest part of your life. I'll assure you that you are going to suffer a lot, but once you climb, you are a Everester.
So just hold on there. You reached the summit and you're still blind?
Yeah.
You did hallucinate something?
Yeah.
Or you saw something and you believe you saw that?
I have no idea what it is. I've heard comments like, how can a woman go and stay with men for so many days like this?
Oh my God.
And my husband has faced a lot of comments like, it's because you are not strong enough, she's leaving house and going this way. A sex worker messaged me on Instagram, and when she was texting me in English, and she was like, Sreesha, after seeing your interviews, I felt like I have lost myself somewhere, and I now feel like going back to what I was. We struggle so much to reach the summit. So on all my Instagram posts, if I have not submitted, I've clearly written why the summit did not happen till where I went. And it's okay, because all mountains are not meant to summit, and it's not just because of you that you can't summit. It could be weather, you fell sick, and that's a very human thing. It's fine. But I feel like it's mostly ego, wherein one person want to be successful, show them that I climbed all the peaks, and that's very unfair to people who are very honest about not submitting and attempting it again.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I keep saying that on all my recordings. I don't know why. But there's a process to, there's a little bit of hard work to try and get people into the show. So I feel that's the reason why. I think for us, today we have here with us Jayaram, your life partner. I have my friend Liban with me. And now we all of us and more, we come under a particular category. And you've represented this category on the summit. You took this thing out and it had a lot of people's photographs on it.
Yeah.
It was a shout out to all the people you wanted to thank. And I think for the first time ever, maybe, somebody has put out a whole banner or a placard or whatever you call it. And that very same person is interviewing. So,
yeah.
I want you to just pick whatever people you can from that and others who you couldn't get onto that.
Yeah.
And give your shout out and thanks. I know there's a lot of them, but the ones that really put in the effort. Don't start with us.
Okay. So I would like to thank my colleagues who helped me a lot, in the sense, my senior manager, and then
I'll keep interrupting.
Yeah,
because that's me. You work at EY, and I think they've known your journey for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? How does a corporate company stick to believing that somebody who has a dream can actually do it?
So when I joined EY, they kind of knew that I'm a person, and I'm into adventure and things like that. And I always keep asking my boss for leave, like I'm going on a trek, and that I used to fall during the time when there was less work.
Right.
So we have this busy season and time when there is no work. So even Everest happened when there was no work. So always I keep going on expeditions when there is less work, and whenever there is work, I think my managers are very happy that I complete the work and give it on time, and there is no complaints as such. So of course, when you do that, they'll start trusting you. They will know that, okay, even if this person goes on leave, she'll complete her work on time. So I've been doing that for almost like 12 years now.
Okay.
And and also whenever I come back, when I tell them stories about my expeditions, or when they see the public acknowledging, like I might get a call for interview here and there, or I might come in a newspaper article. So whenever they hear that, my manager, especially Karyappa, one of my oldest manager,
Right.
so he he used to discuss with me. He used to be like, oh, when is your next one, what is your next expedition? Even for Everest, he was always asking, how are things going, where is it going, and all that.
Okay.
And then another manager, Bharath, senior manager, so he helped me a lot with getting funds from EY. So EY supported me,
Right.
and even with leaves and
Amazing.
spreading the news across EY.
Looks like a lot of adventurers now want to join EY for sure, because they give you the space, and that's amazing.
Yeah. And even another manager, Atul. So all of them, it was a combined effort. Like everybody was kind of accepting that this person is not just, life is not just work. There is a lot of things beyond that. And even now, whenever I post some articles on my WhatsApp status or Instagram, so they will be always commenting or telling me, okay, you need to keep inspiring people more than this, and you should do more peaks. And there's a lot of encouragement. So
I think one of the reasons why this interview is taking place is because of people in EY wanting to listen to your stories and
correct.
the whole journey as
Yeah,
such.
yeah.
Who else?
And then my father's friends from his company, he worked in Cochin refineries.
But hold on,
Uh-huh.
because we want to start a little before that too.
Okay.
Mr. Ravindran, right?
Yeah.
So he was one of the pillars for you to kind of find a calling in the outdoors.
Correct.
Would you start from there? I know you might have done this quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first thing I say everywhere, like how my father was helping me, or how he kind of brought this into my life. So he was an avid traveler.
Okay.
He travels. So even if he's 50, he will be with people who are like of age category 30, 35.
Right.
So that's how he was. He never combine. He never gets along with his age. Maybe. I mean, he had few friends, and all of them were like that, very young at heart. So he travels a lot. Like he loves traveling. Whenever we go, he loves driving, and when we go outside, he doesn't sleep inside the car. He'll be always looking outside and sitting. And even I have that habit when I go to a new place. So once when I turned 13, when I was so we went on LTC. So our government employees have these leave travel concession thing. So we have gone on a lot of trips that way with my father. So when we went on LTC to Kulu Manali, that's the first time I'm seeing Himalayan ranges, snow, and first time I'm touching snow. And so what was of course that excitement of touching snow and all that was there, because I always used to think how snow would feel. Is it ice or like powder?
I mean, it's nothing much for a lot of people in the north, but for us people in the south, I know the moment I first saw Snow Peak Mountain, I was like glued to it for a while. Person with me is looking at me because the person's like mesmerized. Like, look at this guy, look at him. He's not looking at everybody else, but just that mountain. And I know I can relate to that.
I was going and touching the snow and like, oh, this is how the snow feels like. But what was more exciting, or what I remember more than that, or emotional touching, that was when I was leaving Kulu Manali. Like when we were coming back to Kochi, I was kind of feeling very emotional, like I wanted to cry. And I felt something very strong is holding me to this place. And I still know what it felt many years back, like 30 years back. I mean, sorry, 20 years back, what it felt. I can still feel it, that emotions, like when you want to leave, when you're leaving your favorite place. And it's just that I was there only for 10-12 days. But when I was leaving, I felt very emotional. I felt very sad, and I was telling my father also, like, I don't feel like leaving this place. And then there was a gap of around 2 to 3 years, because 10th exams, CBSE board exams, and all that was there. Then after that, again, I told my father, like, let's go. And then we went to Kashmir Great Lakes. That's a trek.
You did the Great Lakes at like before you were 20.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then Sikkim, that Goechala trek is there.
Goechala,
So it was all with youth hostel.
All right.
It's that time youth hostel was the kind of the
with dad or
with
just
father with father.
With
Yeah,
your dad?
yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, then there were a lot of treks like Sayadri Hills, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, and sometimes small treks in Himachal. But it never went to that expedition kind of thing.
Sure.
So that started.
But that's the stepping stone. Like
correct.
He laid it for you.
Yeah. So I fell in love with mountains. Of course, that's.
But these are not moderate stuff. I mean, so these are not beginner stuff. These are pretty much intermediate.
Yeah. Correct.
Trips, and I don't want you to just stay there, because it is a little sentimental for sure.
Yeah.
We could. Yeah. There are some people here waiting for their turn.
Yeah. So then after that, then there was like a long break because marriage and child and all that. And then again, when my son turned 4,
Right.
I went on Chadar trek. So that's like on a frozen lake.
Mm.
You walk 110 kilometer and temperature. So there, what we battle is not the height. Altitude is will always remain at 11,000
It's the
feet.
sub-zero.
Yeah, it's the temperature. So
Mm.
it can go to -40 and -30. So
Wow.
that's how I started. And then I was kind of okay with it, with that temperature. So I was able to sustain that. But again, there's no climb as such in that.
Yeah.
And then I did few other passes. Like
Right.
there's a difference between peak and passes. So I did passes like Pin Parvati, Kalandikal, and all that. And then I met Bharath Taminini. He's the founder of Boots and Crampons. It's like India's leading climbing company. And I think he's the only elite mountaineer from South India, because the amount of 8,000-meter peaks he has done, I don't think. And next month he's going to do Choyu in China, and by then I think he'll complete all the 8,000-meter peaks that Indians can do.
Wow.
And I think he'll be probably the first Indian to do that.
Right.
So I met him, and he kind of was like telling me you should do peaks, and you should get into the mountaineering field and all that. And then from there on, he shaped my mountaineering career.
Okay.
It's
Is
not
he
like
based in Bangalore?
No, he's based out of Andhra.
Right.
But it's not like I climbed everything with their company. But before I went for any climb, because I have a friend in Leh. His name is Jigmed. He is the founder of LMG, Leh Mountaineering Guide Association.
Wow.
And he's the first president. So I'm very close to him. Like anything about trekking or anything, I just contact him in Leh. So Leh is like my second home, because I've done most of my climbs in Leh.
Yeah.
And then I used to discuss with Bharath like what peak I should be climbing and all that. And because since Bharath is a company, climbing company, they don't give customized expedition. So they will
Right.
have a fixed date.
Okay.
So most of the time I cannot go on that date, because I might be having work or something. So then I will go with Jigmed, because that I can customize according to my preference. And some of my friends would join. So we had a friends gang.
Right.
And we used to keep going on expeditions like this. And that's how I got into mountaineering, and then I climbed a lot of peaks.
Okay.
That way.
So the prep up
Mhm.
to Everest, I'll wait for that in a bit.
Okay.
I'm going directly to the summit now.
Okay.
You had a crazy encounter in the death zone.
Yeah.
You want to just rewind and play that again?
Yeah. So whenever I try to tell this, I tell people like, have you seen 1996 based the movie, Everest movie? It's based on 1996 disaster, and wherein Rob Hall and a lot of famous climbers passed away.
Right.
So I could relate that. I've seen Everest movie so many times, and I could relate that to the day I climbed, because it was somehow more or less similar to how it was picturized in that movie. And
so it was not a good
no,
weather,
not
clear
at all.
day at all?
No. So there's a database, UK database, where we can see a list of Everesters, like who climbed on what date and how many climbers climbed. So if you go to that database on 18th, 19th, and even dates before that, you can see there is at least 20 to 30 climbers on Everest.
Okay.
They would have submitted. But when it come down to 20th and 21st May, there are only 3 or 4.
Right.
Because those days the weather was horrible.
3 or 4 make it, or 3
Yeah.
or 4 attempt it?
Submitted.
Okay.
Yeah, rest everyone came back. Everyone, whoever was because when I was climbing,
Right.
So it's usually we start by around 6 or 7 p.m. and we were ready, and my Sherpa and FMCG instructor Pembarita Sherpa is there. So he's like the lead instructor.
Right.
So he told us to wait, like let's wait for some more time, because the wind is very high. It was at the rate of 60 kilometer per hour.
Right.
And then we waited for like 2-3 hours, and again we started the summit push at around 9.
Okay.
And the wind hasn't reduced, like it was at the same pace
And
what
it
it
drops
was.
the temperature by how much?
Yeah, its temperature was, I mean, that time temperature was not that bad, because we are still at 8,000, and whatever I was wearing, like my down suit, and I was wearing a down jacket inside, then I was wearing a fleece and thermals, like there were a lot of layers. So that was enough to withstand the temperature at that point of time.
Right.
But so when we were climbing up, I still remember I was swaying like a Eric in a tree. So I was going this side, I was going this side, and I was sometimes falling down, because I was not able to withstand that wind. And by then my body weight also reduced a lot. I
Right.
think I was around 49-50 kg, and I had the cylinder and all that, so that kept me stable. But otherwise, I could see my Sherpa is also going this side, that side, and people who are coming behind me, everybody was not stable. Like
Deep snow?
yeah, there were a lot of snow too. And but snow is still okay because we
Yeah.
have climbed on. So that was not a challenge for me. For me, the challenge was wind,
Wind. Yeah.
because it's very difficult when there is too much wind to climb because of wind chill and a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And snow particles, like this
Right.
is also known as snow wind, these jet stream wind, because
Right.
there will be snow particles that's similar to sand.
Right.
And then when I was climbing up, like we reached balcony. So balcony is a place where people usually rest.
Okay.
And when I turned back, I could see everyone going back. Like
You're just
all
seeing
of us, they
people
were,
walk back.
yeah, they were all coming back, and I was so shocked. Like there was one Pakistani climber, his name is Wajidullah. So he's a very elite climber from Pakistan. So I could see him going up with his Sherpa,
Right.
and there was one more climber, and then it was me and my Sherpa.
Right. 6 of you.
Yeah, everyone returned back, and then I was
But
like,
you had like a whole bunch behind you saying no,
yeah,
and
then
4 ahead of
four
you
ahead.
saying join us.
Yeah, and then I looked at my Sherpa, because the people who went ahead, they are elite climbers. They are very experienced, and they've climbed 8,000-meter peaks before.
How many have you done before this?
I have done. This is my first 8,000.
There you go.
So before it was 6,000 and 7,000.
Okay.
And so then I looked at my Sherpa. I was like confused, because more than submitting Everest, we are scared of people dying on Everest.
Yeah.
And we hear about a lot of, there is a lot of misconceptions, like about Everest. People climb that to die, and why are people climbing? And people make mistake by not returning back. So we keep hearing all this. So this is what is going on in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, will I die? Because now weather can change anytime. So
Right.
now when we started itself, the weather is so bad. We are not sure whether the weather will get good, better when we come back, or it's going to get even more worse, or there can be a really bad storm.
Yeah.
So I was really confused, and I didn't know what to do. But then I looked at my Sherpa. He's climbed Everest 5 times, and he said, "Let's go." He asked me,
That's
"Are
it.
you tired?" I said, "I'm not tired." Then, "You're scared?" I said, "Yes, I'm just a little scared looking at the weather." He's like, "Let's go."
I'd be shitting bricks, but you can't even do that at 8,000 meters,
Yeah,
Some
and
crazy mental dilemma.
it is. And then he's like, "Let's go," and I'm following him. And again, I'm looking back. Is anyone changing their mind? Has anyone changed their mind? Is anyone coming behind me? Nobody. There was nobody behind me. It was just me, the Sherpa, and the 4 climbers ahead of us. And
So shout out to the Sherpa for just
yeah,
making sure that, let's
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because he's very rugged, I would say. Okay, he's not a soft person, or he's not someone who will not take risk. So he's a very rugged person. He will take a lot of risk, and for him, he will go to any extent to make someone submit. So there are a lot of Sherpas who will say that, this weather is bad, let's go back.
That's
They
it.
will not take that risk. But what he told me is, Sri, it is your money, it is your effort, you have worked so hard for this for years. And he kept reminding me that over and over. So
Wow.
wherever I was little doubtful looking at the weather, because this environment is completely new to me. It's not what I saw in 7,000 or 6,000.
Yeah.
So this environment is like, the whatever I faced there was completely new. I had no idea what is going to be ahead. But
There's no training for this kind of
no,
stuff,
no,
right?
whatever training you take, that's not enough for this kind of weather. So usually Everest summit, like I said, on the other days people get good weather, there is not this much wind, and you are on oxygen cylinder, so it's kind of sorted, like you can still go ahead. But these kind of things, nothing will train you other than experience. So if you have faced something like this before, then you will know what to do. At least
Yeah.
you have that experience.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no amount of training, there is no amount of whatever knowledge you have
Were
will
you
prepare
like
you.
really sweating inside, or what?
I was in dilemma, like constantly dilemma. Like I was praying, please, at least for 1 minute, this wind should pass and I should have a decent climb. I want sun to come out and all that. But
Life flashing before your
yeah,
eyes.
yeah, throughout. Because as I said, when we reach Everest and when we come back, like the turnaround time on Everest is usually 2 p.m. summit.
Right.
So when we were going up, we wasted almost 3 hours waiting here and there. When the wind gets extreme, or when the snow is extreme, like the snow that's hitting on your face, that is extreme, then we cannot go up because there's no visibility.
So what, you sit and
Yeah, we just sit
cuddled up?
next to some rock. Like if there is some rock, then we just sit there for some time, wait for the wind to come down, and then again we climb. Then
You have
again
all
wait
these
somewhere.
thoughts coming in your
Yeah.
mind. Thoughts that you're not trained for,
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay.
Yeah. So and then
Now,
Mhm.
do you still see those people ahead of you?
Yeah, I still see them. I can see the lights. So it is just 5-10 minutes, but there is no visibility
What
because
time
of
of the
wind.
day is this?
I think it was around 1 a.m. in the night.
Right.
Yeah. So
Summit push at 1 a.m.
no, There
Okay,
was,
it's still in that zone.
we're still
Okay.
climbing, and the inclination now is getting really deep, like around 60, 65,
Okay.
maybe 70 at some spot. And there was a lot of snow, like a lot
Okay.
of fresh snow. So our foot is going inside, there is wind. And so for a while it was okay, in the sense, I think around 4 a.m or something, sun was out, because there it comes out quite, it's not like here.
Okay.
And it was bright, and I could see everything around me, but at the same time wind also increased.
Sure.
So it was very high. And the snow particles, this jet stream means carry a lot of snow particles. So it was all going inside my eyes. And what happened was, when we breathe out this carbon dioxide, it forms like a thin film on the ski goggles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so either you have to remove your hand and scrub it out, like you need to scrape it out
From inside.
yeah, yeah. And so
For that, during that wind, that would be
yeah,
like
yeah,
torture.
yeah. So when I was trying to scrape it out, then my hands were getting really cold. And
There
so
you
that did
could
not
see
work.
that.
Yeah. And we couldn't do that. So what my Sherpa suggested was, just put inside your bag and walk without ski goggles, because there's no other way, there's nothing, I can't see anything.
Complete eyes exposed.
Yeah. And then the snow particles kept going inside, and I was blind, like this eye was completely gone, like there was a lot of wound inside my eye, and I was blind on this side. And
What
this
do you mean
side
by blind? Like,
I could see nothing. It was completely dark, because
or
maybe,
was it blurred or?
no, not blurred, I could see nothing, nothing at all. So it was like very dark yellow kind of vision. And it kept getting dark and dark, and you won't be able to see anything. It was like that.
Because people talk about the glare from the snow.
Hmm.
That's why you wear the goggles. This is the opposite. This is
Yeah.
it's not the light.
No.
It's the heavy
Correct.
jet stream
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. Okay.
And then, because that if that film was not there, probably I could have still won and won. But
Yeah.
somehow,
And you
maybe
don't
my
have backup goggles.
I did have one, and even he had one. So that's a different story. And then this side again, I could sense that I'm losing my vision. Like I could feel some sort of pain inside my eyes, because the snow particles going inside. There were wounds. And but still we went ahead. Then we reached Fall Summit, and from Fall Summit we went little more further, and I could see the summit. We reached the Hilary step. On the Hilary step, then my Sherpa told me summit is just 35 to 40 minutes. And this is going to be the most hardest part of your life. I'll assure you that. You are going to suffer a lot. But once you climb, you are a Everester. And, he kept reminding me, Sri, you will get Everest Summit certificate. This is all result of your hard work, this money you have spent. Think about it. So it was more like he wanted me to submit than me.
Right.
That's what I kept feeling. So I even started saying my last prayers. Because at some point in Hillary step I could see that Pakistani climber is coming back, like he submitted, and he was coming back in middle of Hillary step. So summit was again at 15 minutes away, so he was like 10-15 minutes ahead of me. And he was coming back, another climber was coming back.
So the two ahead of you,
yeah,
were done.
Yeah, they were done, and they were coming back, but they were very unlucky, because it was full whiteout when they went. Yeah, and they could see nothing, so they just had to click the picture as a proof for Everest Summit, and they came back. And they told me, you can't see anything, there's complete
Just
whiteout.
go ahead, do it,
Yeah,
and come back.
yeah, that's it. And don't stay there, because weather is getting really, like they warned us, weather is very bad, just come back as soon as possible. And then I was literally
So
standing
now you
there.
have nobody ahead of you.
Nobody, and behind
And
also.
that's it. Yeah.
And it's just me and my Sherpa. So it's a very scary situation, because usually on Everest what you hear is traffic. You would have seen a lot of videos and all that. But when I went, and
Traffic and dead bodies.
yeah, when I went, it was just me, Sherpa, and the dead bodies. Like there's no one else. There is no one we can ask for help. Nobody we can ask for any sort of support or
You were seeing
anything.
them, the corpses?
Yeah, yeah, it was
Really?
there. Yeah, it was
Because
there.
I keep here. I don't know. I mean, don't count me in for saying this, but it says that it said that the snow keeps coming and covering them up.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So sometimes the body will be exposed, sometimes it will get covered. It will be under the snow. But when I went, I could see them. It was exposed.
and were you
And
trained to like
no,
ignore?
no. So that's what, when you see
freaked
all
out.
these, it keeps reminding you of what can happen to you also, because none of them were sudden beginners, like they just started climbing Everest or mountains. They were
Some
all
of them are
climbers.
legends.
Yeah, exactly. Most of them are very well known climbers, like the Green Boots. He's from Leh. I forgot his name, but he's a very good climber. And so many people like that. They are all very elite climbers. And imagine they are their bodies there, and then this can happen to you also. So it kind of reminds you that you are not far away from this. This can happen to you anytime, and the surrounding things like the weather, and the jet stream wind, and my health condition, like I'm blind on one eye, and there is no one else to take support. Like otherwise someone can just come and help you, but nobody. It's just me and my Sherpa. So then from Hillary step, I was like almost telling my Sherpa, I don't think we'll make it alive out of here. And now I'm really worried because wind is not showing any mercy on us. There is no mercy. It is just increasing. And you can hear that voice too. Like when there is little bit wind itself, we can hear that voice, right? Like it kind of screams. And this one, it feels like Everest is screaming at me, like don't come up. Don't come up, or you're not invited here. I don't know, I felt so scared. It was like some sort of monster is just standing there. We are going inside the cave, and all those thoughts were coming inside my head.
And what is the position of the sun? You had visibility.
Yeah, there was good visibility because by then sun started coming out. The white waters were going away, and so like I said, the climbers who went before me, they could not see anything, because of the white out. But by the time I crossed Hillary step.
Right.
It was completely clear. Though the wind was still the same,
Yes.
this white out was completely gone, and I could see everything. It was like crystal clear. But I could not enjoy it because of the wind. And you see these dead bodies, you'll be like, you just want to come back immediately because this is enough. I felt like as a human being, I endured the maximum of what I can endure.
Right.
When I reached on summit, I was shaking. Literally, I was shaking like this because the temperature became, I mean, the cold was such that it became unbearable. And I don't think even after wearing the down suit, and then there's a down jacket inside, thermals and all that, it was still so cold. And I can still remember I was shaking. My legs, even if I'm sitting, I'm shaking. Nothing is helping.
What
I'm
did you
just
want to do
shaking.
then? Like
I just want to click picture and come back.
That's it.
That's it. And I mean, I was looking around to see how Everest summit looks like, but
you couldn't internalize it.
Correct. I was not elated the way I used to be. So before, in all summits, I used to smile. When I even climbed Lobuche, the training peak before Everest, I was smiling, telling Bharath, I don't feel like going from the summit. I feel like sitting here only. And I was so happy. But when
and
I
Everest
reached
will be a piece of cake.
Everest, I did not feel happy at all. I was what to say. I was kind of zoned out, and only thing I wanted to do is now come down safely, reach Camp 2 as soon as possible. And then when we were coming down, because the rope was shaking a lot, and I was wearing a mittens, and somehow I'm not able to I was not getting control of the rope.
Yeah.
So I was having another gloves that is hanged onto our bag.
Okay.
And I was having a liner also like this. So then just for few seconds, I thought I will take that gloves and wear instead of the mitten. Like I'll replace the mitten.
Okay.
And in those few seconds, 20 to 30, I don't clearly remember, maybe 10 to 20 seconds, I got this frostbite. Like I felt some sort of electric shock. Like,
Okay.
you're just put inside fire and taken out.
Right.
Something like that. And it was so painful for 5 minutes. I felt like my whole body is on fire.
You're screaming.
No, I mean, you can't even scream because you have this oxygen. I don't know. There was a lot of things going on internally, externally, and this pain. Then, but there's no time to act also. Like I can't even, tell it's paining. I just have to go down.
So just hold on there. You reach the summit and you're still blind?
Yeah.
Right. You experience the summit for just a few minutes.
Yeah.
With one eye.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's come back. You took the photograph too.
Yeah.
He took it for you?
Yeah, he took it for me.
Okay.
And his photo also. So I took it. And because he also has to submit the proof and all that he submitted Everest again.
Right.
And that. And then when I was changing the rope, I got this frostbite. And now while descending, I mean, when you get the frostbite, it will pain for some time, and then the pain goes away. You just feel numb. Yeah. There will not be any pain for some time.
Right.
So while then coming down from Hillary step, we were falling because the wind was so high. My Sherpa is falling. I am falling. At one point of time, I thought I'll fall on the dead body that's there. But I was very careful that, I don't do that because then I don't know, I'll be so traumatized if that
Yeah,
happens.
right.
So I was very careful not to fall on the body, but we were just falling. Any one step we keep, we were just falling down because there was absolutely not no control on our balance, body. And then we crossed Hillary step, we crossed the fall summit, and we started descending. Then after some time, so my Sherpa is carrying oxygen cylinders, like one extra for me, and he was I mean his cylinder, and then the additional cylinder that I need. So it gets very heavy, and I'm carrying my cylinder, my water, and all these things. So then he has to sit for a while. Like he was going down and he was sitting for a while, again going down. So that's not because he's tired. They tend to get backache because of so much of weight on them.
Yeah.
So then I have this frostbite and I cannot be exposed to that environment for a really long time.
Yeah.
So initially I was sitting and I thought I'll wait for him, but then I could feel that pain started.
Right.
Like there was a lot of pain.
I think as your body becomes warmer,
Yeah,
you feel.
yeah. I started feeling the pain, and by then, luckily, the wind stopped. So, but the thing is, my focus is on this pain. I forgot that the wind has stopped. I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Then my Sherpa told me, "See, now the weather is very clear."
Screw that! My hand.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh God!" And even my Sherpa was like, "This is the worst climb I've done in my mountaineering history," because he has not faced a weather like this. He said, such a bad weather, Sri, we really made it. And he even told me that it's not a small thing that you submitted Everest in this weather. People submit Everest, but this is not a weather what everyone gets. And
you've done Everest Ultra Pro.
Yeah, something. And even he was so tired. I My Sherpa Chakradai, he's usually very positive. He's like, Sri, we'll do it. He'll give high five. He'll motivate me even if I don't want to be motivated. But
he got beaten up.
Yeah, he was completely out. Like he was so tired. He was zoned out, and he was so annoyed, irritated. I mean, it's
but
normal.
you both were still sharp.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
That doesn't happen usually too.
No.
People go delusional.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's something that's very important. So I thought, when you ask me about the preparation, I would come to that.
Yeah.
So we call it the presence of mind, and that's the most important thing for a mountaineer. So presence of mind is what helps you anywhere. Like you are falling inside a crevice, you have some sort of accident, or you make some mistake. And this can be avoided if you are having that good presence of mind. So that's what helped me here also. So I know that I'm blind on one eye, and this eye, there is some issue with my other eye too, and then I'm having frostbite. And I think through all this, what helped me is being calm, composed, and not being scared. So there was something that happened during the training that we had before summit push, and I lost control of my rope. And we were rappelling down, and I kind of fell down because I had a swelling on my foot when I was doing low buche climb. So then I could not place my leg properly, and I slipped and I fell, and I was just hanging on the rope on that ice wall. And then another Sherpa had to come, and he had to anchor me and then get me down.
There
So
are
I was
people
just
who've died on that.
Yeah.
rope. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. So I was not scared. I was calm and composed. And Romil sir, the other founder of Boots and Crampons, so he kept saying, Sri, you are very courageous. You have very good presence of mind because you were not panicking. Some people would have panicked in that fall, but you were not panicking. You were very calm and composed. And I think that comes with experience.
Yeah.
Because when you keep falling on so many mountains, when you keep having accidents, because KY2 I had accident. I mean, most of the peaks I keep having accidents. So I think this being not panicking, this being calm and composed comes from that experience. Like to what extent this can go.
You keep screwing up enough that you know that they can't be as bad as this. Okay.
So yeah, that's I think the best way to put it. And then when we were coming down, I had to descend alone most of the time. And my Sherpa was looking, and he was looking at me. He was making sure that I don't fall and all that. But most of the time, I was using this figure of eight, we call it descender, and putting my rope inside the descender and coming down. So
you couldn't use that right hand of yours.
No, somehow I had to, because there is no other way. Yeah. So there are two types of rappelling. One is Sherpa rappelling, and the other one is normal rappelling using the descender. So the one using descender, that's very easy because I can still use the rope by just using my palm and not the fingers.
Okay.
But Sherpa rappelling, we have to use our fingers too. So
Right.
Sherpa rappelling was getting really tough for me. So we had a fight over that, me and my Sherpa.
At 8,000 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, meters. I'm sorry.
So he was like, you can't do Sherpa rappelling, I mean, the other rappelling here because the rope is very tight. I said, I cannot do Sherpa rappelling because my hands are paining. I will not do this. Somehow I'll do this and go. And he was so annoyed. He was so irritated.
No wonder he had a bad trip.
Maybe. And he even said that I never had a client like you.
Yeah.
And then I was pulling the rope.
Now he'll be like, okay, Kerala, now I need to make a note.
Yeah, I mean, he used to climb with soldiers and all before.
Right.
So, climbing with me, I asked him, how was your experience? He said, you're very small and easy to move around. Like, if he wants to. If he wants to push me this side, it's easy. Push me that side, it's easy.
No, I wanted to just touch base on that, because if the wind is making you all both fall, you should be together,
Yeah.
holding each other.
No,
It
then
doesn't
we
work
will
that
lose.
way?
No, we will lose balance.
Because then, okay, this is me still being a novice. You will lose balance with
Yeah.
both of you clinging
Yeah,
on
yeah,
to each other.
yeah. I mean, they will hold you, they will bring you down. But, most of the time, you have to get control of the rope, and it's better you go down alone because if the other person is falling, you're also going to fall. So
Yeah.
it's better, you're just going by yourself. So then from Everest, I think 75% of Everest I descended alone. And then I reached Camp 4. Pembarita Sherpa was waiting there, the instructor.
Right.
And he was, banging on his, he was holding a plate or something, I don't know, some sort of metal, and he was making noise like this, Shri, come down, come down. That's because our radio was out till 12 p.m.
Okay.
From 19th, 12 p.m., our radio was out. So they were not getting any information about me and my Sherpa. And
So
they know
for a while they would have thought, that's
everyone thought that
We're
even
done.
they were all scared in my home. My mom started crying because they're continuously asking about summit updates.
Okay. So you're saying they had like satellite phone connection
No,
to you guys?
no. So
Not to you, but
no. It's not like that. So on Everest, Everest Base Camp, Starlink is there, and there is a lot of Wi-Fi connection.
Okay.
So we could still use the WhatsApp. And Bharat was there, and
Okay.
Bharat was in Kathmandu because he had gone back because
Right.
he was not well. And my husband and my mother, they were continuously in touch with Bharat, and Bharat was getting updates by contacting someone in Everest Base Camp. And people in EBC used to communicate with people on higher camps through walkie-talkie.
So there's a whole chain of communication taking place while you both are over there fighting each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the radio was out till 12 p.m. Nobody was getting any update about us. And they all thought that, it's over. It's over for me and Chakra there. And I think Bharat is usually a very positive person. Like, he doesn't get that scared. And, he's also a very rugged type. And so he always tells, torture yourself. On mountains, you come to torture. Don't expect less. So he's a person who thinks that way. No luxury. You have to get tortured. But I think even he got little worried.
Okay.
And so till 12 p.m., I think my parents and, I mean, my mom, my husband, my friends, everyone thought that Sreesha is no more. Chakrada is no more. Or they thought that something would have happened to us. We must be stuck somewhere.
Right.
And then suddenly 12 p.m. the walkie-talkie started working. And then we called and gave an update that I'm alive, submitted.
Okay.
Then it was like a very happy moment for everyone. They passed the news. So it was more like a movie thing. And when we came down also, Pembarita Sherpa, he just hugged me and he's like, there was no news about you. What happened? And all these things. And then we rested in Camp 4 because...
When you came down, you saw the others who couldn't make it up.
No, they already went down.
They went further. Do they get another chance?
They can, provided maybe they'll have to pay Sherpa extra, or they must be exhausted physically.
Yes.
So if there are people who go for a second chance, but it depends on a lot of things, like maybe their Sherpa will ask for extra cash, or their Sherpa won't be ready because they must be tired. By the time you finish rotations and all these, you get very tired. So or you'll have to take some days rest, 2-3 days, but weather window might not be available to wait till then. So maybe one or two would have tried to come back, but usually if it's a failed summit, it's a failed summit.
So a whole lifetime of prep
Correct.
would get down the drain.
Yeah.
And then you have to prep again.
Yeah, and funds and a lot of things.
And I haven't even come to that part yet. The funds part. Oh, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
And you finally started seeing the camp. he was like doing that.
And then immediately when I came down, he hugged me and he was like, Sri, there was no information about you guys. What happened? And all these things. They were very happy to at least know that I'm alive. Me and
Yeah,
Chakradai
it
are
was a
alive.
celebration.
Yeah, something like that. And then I was my frostbite was really worse by then,
Right.
and it started paining. By then the pain started.
What did they
Like
do? Injections or what?
nothing. They will not do anything. They'll just put your hands inside gloves, keep it warm. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah, and you cannot even. So some people say that you have to put your hand inside cold water, like boiling water, but you can't do that there, because when you do that, you're still again next day you're coming down and you're still exposed to cold.
Cold.
So the blood vessels can get thin again, like it
Yes.
will expand and thin. Then it can get worsen. So that's not advised. So I just had
Boiling
to.
water, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
Kind of,
Kind.
because it's all dead, right?
Yeah.
So to bring it, usually that's what they do, provided that they are not exposed to cold environment again. But when you're going out to the cold environment again, that's not an advisable treatment.
Okay.
And then the pain started. By night, I think I was in tears, because the pain was so bad, horrible. I started getting blisters, and then they gave me one painkiller. They said just sleep, but out of that exhaustion, then I just slept somehow. I made it through that night. And then next day morning, 5 o'clock, we started descending to Camp 2. And that was the worst descent in my entire life.
Okay. So Everest descent was nothing.
No.
To Camp.
But Camp 4 to Camp 2 was the worst. Everest descent, I found it very easy, because, I did not feel exhausted actually when I was coming down. So this oxygen tank makes you feel like you're a superman. So there is something like that. It's a double-edged sword.
Okay.
So it will make you very alive. It will not make you that tired, but at the same time you will lose that tendency to eat, drink, the need for hydration and all that. You kind of forget that, because it's like an illusion. I felt using oxygen tank, you will not really know what is happening. You'll feel all right, but something in your body is dying. So there are people who wait in Camp 4 for 2-3 days for good weather window. But then they will not know what is happening to their body. So it's not advised to stay on Camp 4 or Camp 3 for longer time,
Right.
because it's at high altitude, and even if you're using oxygen cylinder, something in your body is dying.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the only thing factor why I was tired was because when this pain started on my fingers. And now from Camp 4 to Camp 3, oh my god, I don't even know how to explain, because I'm having blisters, and then there is a lot of pain. And then when
Your
I was eyesight was also gone. So this this I am not even talking about it, because I thought that I'm permanently blind. So this is not the snow blindness that people get.
Right.
This is blind because there are a lot of wounds
Injury,
inside my
yeah.
So it was all red, like there were a lot of wounds inside, and I can't open this eye basically, because if slightest wind or something,
Are you padded?
No, nothing. There's nothing available of that sort there. Okay. And there is no if it became very sensitive, like there is a little bit of wind and little bit of snow particle, it starts
it's
paining.
Still open and exposed to more.
Yeah, correct.
Yes.
And then after that, when I was descending to Camp 2, again me and my Sherpa, we had a lot of fights, the arguments over whether we should do Sherpa rappelling or the normal rappelling. So wherever I could do the other rappelling, I did, because it was very difficult for me to do Sherpa rappelling. And then I completely forgot how rappelling is. I was doing something, I have no idea what I was doing. It's not there anywhere in that mountaineering techniques. Somehow with one hand I got down, and there was one side.
I'm sure you're trying to do things without putting much effort
on
the other hand.
Yeah. So with left hand, and people were just looking at me. So some people were going up, they were looking at me like, what is she up to? What is she doing? They could not make out what sort of rappelling.
That's a Everest summiter trying some new technique.
Yeah, I mean, I'm falling down, I'm getting up again. But at this hand, and I'm not using this hand.
Yeah.
So most of them were giving me very confused look, like, what is she doing? Some felt, very sad, like sympathetic and all that. They were giving me hand, okay, come down. And then I reached Camp 2. And but by the time, and something else that happened on Camp 4 was I lost my bowel. Bowel movement was completely not there. Like I could not eat, I could not drink. Yeah,
you cannot.
I was not even able to eat, drink, or I could not go to toilet. Like I was not able to go to toilet. Like that sensation itself is not there.
It's not the oxygen, right?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's the height, because at that height, even if you use oxygen, like I said, something in you will start dying. So me, I completely lost my bowel movement, and I think in Camp 3 I had one energy gel when I was going up. And after that I had nothing, no food at all for 3 days, almost 3 to 4 days. And even water, I don't remember drinking water. So
Okay.
it was just this oxygen cylinder. And so basically what we do is when we are on lower
Like
camps,
that's like saying high on oxygen.
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So basically when we are on lower camps we eat a lot of food, so that is like fueling our body to go to higher camps, because on high altitude you will not feel like eating anything. So I think that helped me, because I ate quite a lot when I went to Kathmandu after rotation for rest. So there I was eating properly, and I think maybe that helped me. And
But you are not
mhm.
freaked out that you did not have food for like 3 days and
No,
you could
our
not
mind won't be thinking of any of that. Only agenda then is to
make it
be
happen.
alive. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
make it out. That's all.
Okay.
You will not think of anything else.
Right. Okay. And you're still fighting with him.
Yeah, I'm still fighting. Like he's saying, no Sherpa, no rap, this rappelling. You should do Sherpa rappelling. I was like, no.
And there are people who are still going upwards.
Yeah, on that, I think they were trying for the 21st window, which was
Okay.
again very bad.
Okay.
And that day also, I think only two or three submitted. If you see that database,
Right.
there is not many.
Okay. Tell me about the time you made it through to the safe spot.
Yeah, so then we reached camp 2. Suddenly, like, someone switched on something. My body started feeling the sensation like hunger, thirst, and I was on my periods too, so I started getting cramps. And
You
then
don't
I
prep for that?
no, I mean, on mountains, we can't say when you will get your periods, because the dates can change. And your body behaves very weirdly. So
I mean, pardon my ignorance.
mhm.
You don't take meds to kind of delay that?
No, because
Okay.
we don't know when it will happen. So it's not like how it is when we are on this mainland.
It's
So
like
when we go up,
nature versus human
yeah,
body,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And both are unpredictable.
Correct. So I was like totally not prepared. And then suddenly in camp 2, I mean, when I was climbing, was getting some cramps here and there, but this will make you feel exhausted more than what you are. But I think this oxygen cylinder is some sort of magic, that I was not feeling any of that. I was not feeling exhausted at
I don't
all.
want people to get the wrong thing about, let's go get some cylinders out there.
Yeah. I mean, there was no exhaustion. And no, I mean, when I did a 7,000 meter also, towards the end you will feel very exhausted.
Mm.
But on this, I was thinking, was Everest this easy? This is what I was thinking. But the reality is, this oxygen tank, it's some sort of illusion.
Mm.
It's not really what you think it is.
Indeed.
And yeah. Then in camp 2, suddenly I got all
But you
this.
have memory of all this.
Yeah,
That
I remember everything.
Yeah. So it's again that presence of mind.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be some special training camp on this.
Yeah.
Because that's what kept you going.
Correct. Because a lot of people use, or everyone who dies there, they get exhausted. And sometimes I feel, if they were mentally alert, they could have still made it back. But reason why most of them gives up, is because they feel dying is easier than fighting this exhaustion. Like
True.
their mind is dead. They cannot do this anymore. So they just sit there and die. They are not falling. They are not like, they are dead. And,
And they didn't have a
yeah.
badass Sherpa like you did, telling you about.
Yeah, he was very bad. I mean, he's so rugged. I've not seen anyone like that. In the sense, he's not even sweet. If he's angry, he's very angry. And if he's very sweet, he's very sweet. And he doesn't go talk nicely to others. He'll be scolding everyone if he gets annoyed. But if he has to be sweet, he's extremely sweet, very professional. He's a different type of Sherpa. Everyone was saying he's not like a regular Sherpa. He's a different category altogether.
Indeed.
And then yeah, we reached camp 2, and then I sat down. Like I could see the pioneer tent. It was around 5-10 meters away, but I just sat down. And because I wanted water, I was so thirsty by then. I just need water, and I cannot move ahead without water.
And how would you take water when you
Mhm.
haven't released anything? Right?
So we would be carrying water. Like for the summit, I didn't drink water at all when I was summiting. When coming down, I was not having.
And they say you can't take water a lot.
No, only 2 liter, because that again becomes heavy, and then this water can get frozen also. So I carried two thermals inside that, so the at least it will not be frozen.
Okay.
It will not be hot, but it will not be frozen also. So the temperature would be balanced.
Ice cold water.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I reached camp 2, there were a few others coming behind me.
Okay.
So one guy was from my team only. So he took me, and my Sherpa was also there, but we were still little angry and all that. So he was little behind me watching what is this woman doing. So I was like, I'm going. And
You were
I,
like Katti with your Sherpa. Huh? I'm not. You do whatever you
yeah.
want. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, we were fighting like kids. Like, I'm not talking to you. Go, I'll go with this Sherpa. And then he'll get annoyed.
This is some story.
I mean, now when I think about it, it's very funny. Even he was
I
laughing.
know it's not funny at all. It's intense, crazy intense out there.
Yeah. And even Bharath was saying only he can handle you. No one else. So we were having all these childish fights. It was nothing serious.
Sure.
It's normal that these happens on mountain. I mean, worse happen. People have fought with their Sherpas and aborted the mission and they've come back. But this is just childish fights. So, I was not walking with him because I was angry and I was like, I'm going. But it's a safe place. So that's why he let me go. Otherwise, he wouldn't let me go like that. And he's always there. Like he's watching where I'm keeping my food, how I'm walking, if I'm putting my safety
I
correctly.
mean, that must be something else. The Sherpa state of mind,
Yeah.
because he's not just focusing on himself, but on you.
Yeah.
And you are just focusing on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm looking back because I'm also a little scared. I want him near me. So
yeah, that's true. What if he gets knocked off? Yeah.
So I will keep looking back, thinking, is he there? I see him. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead. And then I went there. I was waiting for some time. Then someone else came. Then my Sherpa came. They understood that my frostbite is got horrible and this pain is unbearable.
Okay.
So and that makes you very
Would you
tired.
be able to release the glove?
Yeah,
Mitten, right? Whatever.
yeah, that is okay because gloves is not like, I mean, you can still move your fingers,
Okay.
but there will be some sort of pain.
Okay, it's not like stuck to.
No,
anything.
nothing like that. And then they took me to my tent, and I this Coke bottle. So basically, it's very cold.
Right.
So what they did was they heated these bottle inside. They kept these bottles inside boiled water, so the temperature would, at least it will not be cold. And
So
then
wait, they take Coke bottles?
Yeah.
They boil water in them.
No, they boiled water and they put the Coke bottle inside that boiling water.
Okay.
So then the Coke inside would be hot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think I had 3 to 4 bottles of Coke. Then I was okay because sudden sugar rush, caffeine. And also one mistake I did was when I was coming from can 3, I did not use the oxygen mask. Like I removed it.
Okay.
I said I don't want. And then they said that was a mistake because you're very exhausted. So your body needs a lot of oxygen. So I think that also kind of drained me along with this pain. And then I reached Camp 2. They put me on oxygen again, full pressure. I think 2.5 the pressure. And then I was, for 1 hour they did that. Then I was okay. This pain was bothering me. Then I was speaking to my Sherpa like nothing happened. We had dal rice. We were making jokes and yeah, we submitted and all these things. And next day, so when you get a frostbite, like that's the maximum I could be exposed to that temperature. And so I had insurance. Like we take insurance before we climb so that we get this rescue and if needed hospitalization. So the hepta came and I was airlifted from Camp 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and I came back to hospital in Kathmandu, and then I was treated for 5 days
So
there.
this is when you say airlifted, that's a helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay. And the insurance takes care of all
Yeah,
that.
everything is taken care of. And that's very important that you take insurance before you go on such expeditions.
Indeed. Because
Yeah.
now I'm coming to the fact that there are all these categories and classes of packages, so called, for Everest. And you could be what we call as just, normal guys. And
Yeah.
then there's the ultra luxury
Correct.
Everest climbs.
Yeah.
And you were somewhere in between.
Yeah, I was like a middle class climber, I would say.
And people like, yourself as well, you save up, sometimes literally begging
Correct.
for
Sponsors.
funds
Yeah.
to join even the lower class.
Correct.
And when you reach there, you understand that there's more torture there.
Yeah.
Because you don't get your extra pluses.
Correct.
I mean, forget the steak that you get in your highest class. But that's also kind of odd, for me, because different people are treated differently.
Correct.
In a place where it's life and death.
Yeah. So the more you pay, the more luxurious.
The more
it is.
oxygen you get.
Yeah. Exactly.
Clothing, padding, what is it?
No. So the packages goes this way. Like it starts from 20 lakhs, Everest summit, and then it can go up to 1 crore. So there are different parameters to it. Like if you are taking one Sherpa, two Sherpa, three Sherpas.
Okay.
So I went with one Sherpa and unlimited oxygen. So people take two Sherpa for additional support. Like they cannot carry their weight. So they want the
They're
other.
just freehand.
Yeah, the other Sherpa will carry water for them, food for them, and sometimes I've seen, the Sherpa the will carry oxygen cylinder of the climber, and the climber walks because they can't carry
You
the
might as
oxygen
well have
cylinder.
4 Sherpas taking you like this, like a bride or something. Yeah.
Yeah, those things happens there, and sometimes when you're exhausted, so they just drag you down.
Okay.
So then another thing is, so usually above camp 4, your body won't be coming back. Like if you're dead there, they'll not retrieve your body. And from camp 4 to camp 3, rescue is very rare. So basically rescue starts from camp 2. Otherwise on camp 3, or you can, from camp 4 you need to reach camp 3 for a long line rescue. And that's also going to take a lot of time. So there are some companies that ensure you this rescue. Like if something happens to you on the summit or camp 4, then you will have this additional support wherein Sherpas will drag you and bring you down. Or if you want to say you wanted a rescue, long line rescue, so they keep assuring you that if you pass away, like if you're dead on camp 4, your body will be retrieved, or you will not be left there, like we can see. So that kind of assurance is there with some company, and I think for that they take extra amount.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of all these things. Yeah. And then luxury, of course, because mine was a middle kind of category, like not that expensive, not that less.
Right.
So we still had a coffee tent, and we could drink coffee and things there. But
What do
I've
the
seen
lower guys get?
yeah, they will not get anything, so they'll just have a dinner tent and their own tent, that's it, and it's very congested.
Right.
And yeah, so and luxurious, they will have luxurious food, and their tent will be little more fancy, and like sizzlers and all every day for dinner and things like that, like a lot of things.
It's crazy.
And brand name also matters, like
Oh yeah.
Nirmal Nims Dye, that 14
Oh yeah.
yeah,
The
pigs,
14
yeah,
people.
yeah. So the same guy. So I think that brand has become so huge, his name. uh, Usually
So he's
all
in the upper
the,
class.
yeah,
That the
they
brand.
go with, like the princess and models and all these kind of people go with him, like Ukraine, Russian models, and these
I
kind of
get it.
people go with him. So I think the brand itself gets elevated because of the people who are climbing with them.
Yeah.
So I think because of the brand also it's expensive. So the one I went with is what usually a normal climber would go. Like it's not very low, it's
Yeah.
not very high,
Yeah.
it's in the middle range. Like you get everything, and I opted for unlimited oxygen.
Right.
So unlimited oxygen means like you will not be. So some companies say you'll get only 6 oxygen bottle. So I opted for the unlimited one.
So how many oxygen bottles are there? Both of you combined.
So I think I would have used close to 4 or 5. I don't remember if I used another one, but 4 to 5 is what I
Right.
used. Yeah.
Right. Amidst all this,
Mm-hmm.
you are not just on a race to hit Everest or make it to the summit.
Mm-hmm.
You are also on a race to be the first Kerala woman to have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this because I've been part of your story a little before that. Myself and Liban joined the race somewhere towards the final phase, if I may. And around that time, we were aware about a few others trying to make it through. I think all we knew about was two ladies trying to make it from Kerala. And then suddenly, myself and all of us got to know that there's another fourth person, and bang, she took the so-called title.
Yeah.
How and where did that person come from? I mean, forget about that, because that is that person, and whatever was destiny, it took place. But when did you get to know this?
When I was in Kathmandu hospital.
Up until then, you were of the belief.
No, I was not even thinking that I was, because this frostbite was so bad. So some people told me, "Oh, you might be the first woman from Kerala and all that," but that was not so important then, because I was thinking I'm going to get amputated. These fingers will be amputated, all my fingers on the right hand. So my mindset was not I was not even, I mean, people were calling me for interviews and all that. So I was not even in a mindset to tell people what happened, or posting my summit pictures,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone was like, why did you go silent after the summit for a few days?
Yeah.
Because all I was thinking is, now my fingers are going to be amputated, and it is very depressing because I'm a dancer too,
Yeah.
and I cannot afford to lose my fingers. So I was not at all in a mindset. I was like, let whatever is happening around me, let it happen. I don't care because right now my focus is only on my fingers. And whomever I meet, only thing I'm asking them is, do you think my finger would be amputated? Do you think I will lose my fingers? Do you think so? When I met the Dorchi Sherpa, like he's the leader of Pioneer, and he's the fastest climber in Everest. Like I think he's flying to Everest. He's a Guinness record holder and all that.
Okay.
So when I met him on base camp, he came and he said congrats and all that, and he's like, you might be the first, because he was also not aware that there's another person. At that point of time, I did not ask him who's the other person, or I did not say anything about the summit. Only thing I was telling him was, "Bye, do you think my fingers would be amputated?"
That's it.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm
all.
sure everybody would be like
Uh-huh.
positive and telling
Yeah.
you. Okay.
And then when I came down, then okay, there is one more person. So see, this idea of first woman to summit was not even there when those other two friends of mine were there, because initially first Jaya went. Okay. And she was the one ahead of us. Like, so we don't get to plan this when we
Oh yeah,
summit.
that's true.
Yeah, none of us gets to plan this. It's not in our control when we submit. So the companies decide. So some people might arrive Kathmandu late or early, and it goes that way.
It's just
So
this. I'm gonna go this season
yeah, that's
and
all.
make it happen.
Correct.
That's
And
it.
even today, someone was saying you cannot even say first person, second person, because even I was not aware of this. So when I heard this, I was thinking, yeah, that's right. Because what you one person faced on Everest summit is not what other person is going to face on the summit. Wind can be different, temperature can be different. So there is not really that concept. If somebody is attempting, then I guess you have to look at what that person went through when that person was submitting.
True. You just wanted to make it happen.
Correct.
It's a
That's
life
all.
dream. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then when I came back, the people were questioning me like, why were you so slow, and you could have been first. Then I was like, what nonsense are you talking? Because on Everest that concept is not there. Someone climbed this season, they climb. People who has not climbed peaks, they don't really know how summit works. And there are people who does this, I want to reach first kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There were two climbers from US. They passed away last year in Shish Pangma. So they were on a mission to complete 14 peaks, two women
Alright.
climbers, and both of them passed away in Shish Pangma, because I think they didn't wait for a good weather window, and there was an avalanche, and
That's it.
they just disappeared.
Okay.
I think they could retrieve body of only one person, and that person's Sherpa. But one Sherpa and other climbers' body are still missing. So
Right.
these kind of ego climbs does not work. So what annoyed me was this: like when people ask me stupid questions like, "Why were you slow? If you had been fast, you could have made." I was like, it's not like that. There is no concept of that, because what I already knew, there were two women ahead of me. They could have been first.
Nobody is going to understand this.
Then
Screw it.
I was like, leave it. Fine. I climbed Everest, done. It's not the climbers who is making this difference. I think
Indeed.
it's the people who interpret, because they clearly don't know what mountaineering is.
Right.
So it's just that. So now only thing I'm looking at is I'm content. I'm very happy. Yes, of course, that title is gone. So then I did not even, when we were looking for funds, I did not even give any importance to me being the first. It was all about just submitting.
Yeah.
So that did not bother me much. What bothered me was the ignorance of people around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still want to go back to that
Mhm.
journey up there
Mhm.
just to ask you a couple of things.
Mhm.
You did hallucinate something,
Yeah.
or you saw something and you believe you saw that?
I have no idea what it is. So when I was during summit push, when I was going from camp 3, so I was very ahead of all the other climbers who was climbing coming to camp 4.
You are a beast.
My Sherpa was even ahead of me. I was in the middle, and then there were a lot of climbers behind us. So I was kind of alone near the Geneva spur, and then someone walked. Like I met this person many times in the base camp, and I know this person. I know his name. I know him by face. I know who he is. I cannot say the name out of
Okay.
respect, because
Right.
we don't usually don't tell names or take pictures of.
Understood.
Yeah. And then I saw this person, and he came to me. He was not wearing an oxygen mask.
But this
or
person was not Indian.
He's an Indian.
Okay.
So this person was not wearing an oxygen mask. His face looked so fresh and fine. So usually, from Camp 3 we wear oxygen mask, and we will not look so fresh and fine from Camp 3.
Okay.
We'll be super tan. Like I still have those marks on my face. So this guy was looking all fresh, fine. And he was so happy. I mean, his face doesn't look like he has gone to Camphor and come back. Then he's like, Sri, did you are you doing summit push? I said, yeah, I'm going to do summit push on this date. Then he was like, okay, make sure when you go up, you have energy to come back. Otherwise, don't go up. This he told me this. And then I was like, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, what about you? Then he said he returned back from 8,200 meter.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, I aborted the mission, yeah, and all that. Then he said, all the best, but make sure you have energy to come back, only then you go up. Then, I mean, that point of
Yeah.
time,
Just
you're
general
just, yeah.
advice, a short
Then,
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went up, and I mean, my son Sherpa is also not looking at me because he's ahead of me. I am doing this one,
Yeah.
Jumaring and going up, and he's waiting for me somewhere. I mean, the visibility is not there because it's at 3 p.m. in the
Okay.
3 a.m. in the morning. And then when I reached base camp, I was talking to my friends. Like when we after submitting, I was talking to my other team members, and
Okay.
then
This was
we
after
were,
you came down.
yeah, we were going back to Kathmandu. So that time I was talking to my friends, and I was telling him, you know what, I saw him. He was not even having any mark on his face, but he couldn't submit, right? Then they were like, when did you see him? I said, I saw him on 19th, and they told me that he passed away on 18th. And that moment, I don't know if I was hallucinating or something
You freaked
supernatural.
out.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was so shocked, and I was telling Bharath also, nobody has an answer to this.
Yeah.
Because one part believes I could be hallucinating,
Yeah.
the other side believes it could be something supernatural. So I have no idea what it is.
I know this is not a apt question to ask, but I know people who've seen others die in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
And this expedition also had its fair share of souls that departed.
Yeah.
That means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Many, I think 3 from India only passed away. From
This
India
season.
itself, there were 3.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how does life feel on ground zero because of the fact that a whole lifelong dream is done? What is that next Everest that you have to climb?
So I do feel like, when you lose a part of your body, you still feel that part is there, and that kind of feeling. So that is still there. Like I still feel Everest is not over because it was part of my life for so long.
Yeah.
I still feel something related to Everest is left, but I know I'm not going back to Everest again. And I'm still trying. I have another peak in my mind, and I have a lot of other things in my mind. But
initially,
I know
you want to do Everest and Lhotse.
yeah, but I did not get funds for Lhotse. But I think that also God played it well because if I got my frostbite, so I would have just lost the money. I wouldn't have climbed Lhotse for sure. So I think it all happened, the way it had to happen. And next, I have a lot of things in my head. I want to do one more peak. I mean, 2 peaks basically, which I want to do, but nothing is going to match Everest. So
I hope K2 is not one of them.
I mean, we can't do. Indians can't do K2.
Oh yeah, okay.
So and I mean, K2 is any mountain. I mean, a mountain which any climber would want to climb mountaineer because it elevates your status as a mountaineer.
Yeah, you're no longer just an average summiter, which is normal in for a mountaineer.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So, but the Indians can't do it. And I want to do all the 9 peaks Indians can do. That, I mean, that's my biggest ambition after Everest. But the way I worked for Everest, that emotional connection I had with this ambition, and that the way it filled my thoughts every time. So I had an abortion last year, and I think around June, July, and when they gave me chloroform, I was unconscious, and throughout I was only talking about Everest. So I dreamt of Everest. So when I was given chloroform, I actually had that route in my head. Like I was climbing, and then I see Bharat. Then I see my father, and then I reach the summit, and I'm coming back, and I'm telling them like I'm unconscious. I don't know what I'm blabbering, and then I'm telling my family about. They have taken the video and all that. Like I submitted Everest. I saw that. I saw this.
Now I need the video. We're gonna put this behind the scenes.
So I was really doing that. And,
no, it's a traumatic moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how Everest kind of, occupied my thoughts, occupied my dreams, occupied my life.
All the people and systems around you, be it work, be it your gym, be it your family, be it whatever, was all building blocks to Everest.
Correct. Yeah.
And now you come back, now you don't have routines to do to prep for Everest.
Correct.
So you got to still motivate yourself.
Yeah.
But for other Everests in life, right? Like,
yeah. But nothing would be like that. So it's like say you have someone very important in your life,
Hmm.
you lost them, but you will still meet some people who are really good, nice, but that person will never be, nobody can replace that
Yeah,
person.
yeah. It's just people like myself coming and asking,
Yeah.
"Oh, you, how was your journey?" And
Correct. So I know the way I compare it is like I lost my father. Now I might find a lot of father figures, but nobody will be my father. So same way I climbed Everest, that is gone. So whatever peak I climb, it will not be as emotional as the way I prepared for Everest.
that's deep.
Somehow I that's how I compare between both Everest and yeah.
Yeah, but then I think we're all happy to, just have you back.
Yeah.
Crazy last leg which you faced, because that for me, it's I'm visualizing it.
Yeah. So it sounds my visualization or all the others here would be visualizing, but we cannot compare to what you have faced. That's absolute madness.
Um, but okay, sometimes right now I just feel like, what is the point of me talking about preparation?
Hmm.
But then I'm sure there's something that you've done that has kept you grounded
Hmm.
mentally. Forget about physical, because you've even beaten that physically, because not just from being a lady, but you said you were almost towards your period cycles and
Yeah.
nothing matters.
Yeah.
It's what's in your mind,
Correct.
because I'm sure that's what affects your body.
Yep.
Did you go through some kind of mental prep? Was there some sort of meditation, or some kind of torture training? What built you up to this? I know you've done a few peaks, you didn't
Hmm.
do any 8,000,
Yeah.
but what was that mountaineer journey like, in a nutshell?
So one thing is experience helped me a lot because always whichever peak I climbed, I would compare. I mean, there are a lot of lessons you take from all the peaks that I've climbed
True.
before. You face some sort
This
like
is like the board exam, and the
correct.
rest of them are like all these
Yeah.
test preps. Yeah.
So when I was doing KY tour, there were accidents before this too,
Yeah.
and there were moments where I could panic, and I can forget what I should be doing at that point of
True.
time because I'm panicking. But I think experience helped me a lot not to panic, to be patient, and to wait out for this storm to pass away. And at the same time, speaking to my family, my friends, I was constantly in touch with them when I was in EBC, always video call and things like that. So I think that also helped me a lot to stay sane. And now regarding mental preparation, I was visualizing every day. Every day I would visualize what can happen on Everest. So one thing I know is Everest is not like other expedition. It can go to 45, 50 days. So every day I would tell myself that, this is not going to be like other expeditions. You are going to be on mountain for 45, 50 days with bare minimum necessities. And
I've heard of people
yeah,
breaking down
yeah,
mentally.
definitely they do. And also, it might not be the case that where you can gel up with your teammates,
Oh yeah.
but that did not happen with me. I was comfortable with my teammates, but that also can happen. Like you can fight with your teammates. You might not like someone.
Mm,
There can be people issues. Of course, in our team too, there were people issues. But
right.
it's this thing that this is not your permanent thing in your life. On this date, so always I used to tell myself on June 1st, I'm going back home. I'll see my family. It's only till June 1st. So I kept that date June 1st.
Hmm.
So I think all that prepared me mentally. And I think another thing is each day teaches you patience.
Yeah.
Lot of patience comes with climbing peaks like this. So every day, even in Everest, like we say preparing before Everest, but I feel that during that Everest journey itself, every day was a preparation mentally too. So
Yeah.
mentally you are getting patient, you are like accepting what is there in front of you, accepting your choice, accepting that you have come for this is your choice, now you have to get through this. So those things.
Yeah, I think that peak can just be replaced with many other challenges
Yeah.
in life, and whatever you said can just be
Correct.
the pathway
Yeah.
to this. But now you're back here. We are in Kerala. We are in
Mm.
Wayanad today. Yesterday you had this
Yeah.
celebration with a lot of other mountaineers
Mm-hmm.
from here, and you've been continuously meeting a lot of people as
Yeah.
well. What in besides all of that celebration, there's a lot of luggage that you now carry.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people still have finances to meet.
Yeah.
A lot of people still have health to recover. I can see the
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Like what is the reality of a climber, middle class? climber like?
See, I mean, for other people, like when you are looking at it, you are giving it a rational thought. So you
Yeah.
have the hands to recover, financially recovering, and all of that. But for a climber, I don't think I think that way, hands to recover, because this is part of it. Mountaineering is not just submitting, celebrating, and coming back.
Yeah.
This is all part of mountaineering. You can get sick, you something can happen to your body, and because I've heard of stories where people have lost legs,
Yeah.
they have to ampute entire hand, and I've seen people without a few fingers, amputation stories. Or if you know Anurag Malu, he was rescued from Annapurna. So he literally lost his life, and it took long time for him to come back to normalcy, to recover properly. So I have heard all these stories, and for me this is all part of mountaineering. So I don't give it a rational thought like, oh, now how do I approach? No, because this is also mountaineering for me. This happened from mountaineering, and for an outsider it may look like, no, she has to recover from that. No, I don't think that way, because any expedition I come back, I'm little tired. There can be, there can be some sort of issues, and financially too, because all the time I was using my money and going, there was no sponsors as such. So the way I recovered from that, like, finally you will again recover financially, and this also will get better. So it's just like that. For we never think the way, that rational approach we never have.
Okay. And how has Kerala treated you?
I was actually shocked by the way, people are coming to me and talking. Of course, government, I am being
Let's
silent,
not go that
and
way.
that's not, I'm not talking about it.
You're not my first Everest summiter,
Hmm.
as some of y'all might know, and it's the same story everywhere.
Yeah,
Forget about Kerala or Maharashtra or
yeah,
anywhere else. We are Indians. We know how the
correct.
bureaucracy is. We know
Yeah.
how the systems are, and we know what a struggle it can be.
Yeah,
Unless you're some rich kid from somewhere else
yeah,
coming and saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to fly," and
yeah, yeah.
5 star and whatever.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about government, but people, whoever got to know, they have been. I mean, there was few negative comments, like out of thousand, one or two negativity will be there, like, why are you
It's always
climbing?
going to
So
be there.
yeah, that is always there. But otherwise, I was kind of elated, because not because I climbed Everest and people were appreciating me for that. Everest is, end of the day, another peak that I climbed among
Yes.
all the other peaks.
Yes.
But for me, it was more about acceptance as a mountaineer,
Yeah.
because I fought 15 years to be accepted as a mountaineer. I have faced a lot of criticisms all these 15 years. People were asking all sort of questions to my
Either stick to
family.
dancing or
Yeah,
stick to
yeah,
mountaineering.
yeah. That also, they were like, "You're doing too much. Why do you need too much?" Oh, and they would pass sarcastic comments like, "Oh, we are not so ambitious about our life. I'm happy with my life," and things like that.
Yeah.
So that is gone now, because what I can see is acceptance as a mountaineer.
Yeah. Right.
And
And Sreesha is beyond. I mean, you wear a lot of hats in life. Uh, Maybe some of the things that I know are only just that of a mother, a dancer, and a mountaineer, and possibly a person who works at prestigious EY. So yeah, I mean that is indeed a lot to handle. You know, so I think, does it feel like you're do you feel lighter now, or no? There's a vacuum now because that longing is gone.
Uh, see, I want to do something. I feel like, okay, Everest is one big thing I did, something very emotional. But what it did to me was, it opened a gate, because I did not know I'm emotionally this strong, mentally this strong, until I faced that weather on Everest. So had it been a normal Everest climb, I would have not felt different from others.
Indeed.
But the weather I faced, and the amount of people who submitted that day, and number
No,
of people
let's
who
not call it
returned back.
weather. It's just that the challenges you
Yeah,
faced.
correct.
Yeah.
So that kind of told me, because with all these issues like frostbite and um, that jet stream means blindness and all that, because it's not even snow blindness, it's because my eyes were completely wounded. So
I can take
despite
up
that,
any
yeah,
hat and face anything in life.
yeah, exactly. So it opened that gate, like it made me aware of how strong I'm mentally, which I was not knowing before.
True.
Now I have confidence to try out even more things in life. So that's why, based on that, I have planned something, and my next peaks. But the confidence I had before climbing Everest is not what I am today.
True.
So right now, I know that I am much more than what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of women folk who look up to figures like you, because they somehow even if it's not through sporting or mountaineering, relate to how each and every person needs to strengthen up, toughen, build more withstanding to face, these Everests in their life and all the sandstorms and whatever storms they come that life brings you. So I think you have a calling in you to kind of motivate in Malayalam. Because I know there's a lot happening out there pan India, but then I think Kerala needs a figure that tells them, if I may, ഇതൊന്നൊരു പ്രശ്നമേ അല്ല. Yeah. So I think I would like to see you in a new hat with a lot of people to support you, and I think Kerala is with you.
Yeah, definitely. I understood that after all these acknowledgements and felicitations and the way people are coming talking
Yeah.
to me, so they were like, yesterday a few people came to me and they're like, can we at least just touch you, because we want to know, we want to touch the person who climbed Everest. So that's the kind of and these are all middle-aged women, like much more older than me.
Yeah.
They know about mountaineering, they know about that's the acceptance I wanted as a mountaineer.
True.
And the kind of criticisms I faced before, that's completely vanished now.
Mm.
So I think that's a major lesson in life too, because I never got demotivated by hearing to the all sort of criticisms. Like I've heard things like I'm not a good mother, or how can a woman go alone, because most of the expeditions that I've done, there were mostly men. And I've heard comments like, how can a woman go and stay with men for so many days like this?
Oh my God.
And my husband has faced a lot of comments like, it's because you are not strong enough, she's leaving house and going this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
People have told my son that your mother is not a good mother because she's leaving you and going.
Mm.
My parents have faced criticisms like, my mother, my father, you are spoiling your daughter and you're doing this, lot of things.
Mm.
It's just the five of us in my family, me, my father, my son, and my husband. So it's just us, it's just these people, that's the my strongest. Of course my friends are there, but when it comes to family, they have faced more criticism than me. Like even my husband, so many people have told him, if I was her husband, I wouldn't be letting all this happen, I wouldn't adjust with all this, she going and sitting in gym working out, she going out for running, I would not adjust with all these things. So people have told that also to my husband. So he just
And I'm sure there are a lot of women folk who've couldn't endure this and had to take a back step.
Yeah, there are many, so many people came to me saying, we want to do, but this is why. So many of them have contacted me after that. So once a sex worker messaged me on Instagram, and when she was texting me in English, and she was like, Srisha, after seeing your interviews, I felt like I have lost myself somewhere, and
Wow.
I now feel like going back to what I was.
Right.
Because life, I took life, I thought this is the easiest way to make money and move ahead in life.
Wow.
And after seeing your interview, I know that it might take some time, there can be some struggle,
absolutely.
but eventually I will have that dignity for myself. At least you don't need dignity, I mean, you don't want so much of validation from society.
True.
But at least when you look at yourself in the mirror, you feel a lot of respect, and you
Yeah.
respect the person you see in
Yeah,
front
yeah,
of
yeah.
mirror. So she told me that I will try to go back to what I was. So I'm not sure if she will,
That made your
but
day.
I felt very happy hearing that.
Yeah, true. Well, I don't know how to close this. I think Srisha herself was on oxygen today, the way she started. But yeah, I mean, I think for all those who want to see Srisha's journey, it's there on Instagram, and let's hope there are more stories that you get to tell from journeys and other roles that you get to play. But I think you need to lead the way, Srisha, and keep climbing.
Yep, sure.
Thank you. Srisha, while you were narrating the climb, and you were telling me about this situation where right on top there was this like a loss of clarity, and you guys didn't have this so-called line of people on Everest.
Yeah.
The queue, and it reminds me of, when I see these pictures, it looks like we're waiting for some concert tickets or something.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what I'm saying. But I I something crazy just came in my mind. Like people might not need to go to the summit, and they could just be in that storm there, zero visibility, take a picture and say, I've done Everest.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Right? Does that happen? And I'm sure it has happened, because I've heard a lot of reports of people doing that too.
Hmm.
How does a person try to prove himself or herself from being legit versus anybody else also saying that, I've done this and I have all these titles to myself, I can lead the way for you.
So there was a couple from India,
Okay.
husband and wife, who imitated the Everest summit picture. So they kind of morphed it, and that was not what Nepal government is very strict with this.
Okay.
So they need a proper summit picture because they obviously know how Everest summit looks like, and they want the picture to be submitted. They will analyze, and only then they'll issue the certificate.
Okay.
So this couple from India did that fake summit, and they are banned in Nepal. So Nepal is a very strict country about that. I think even in India, they don't encourage fake summits, but it happens in a lot of other countries. There were a lot of instances where, I mean, we don't know. So if it is a peak outside India, or outside Nepal, unless a person goes and submit that peak, nobody will be knowing. So if somebody is asking me one peak, say Elbrus, I have
That's
not
what I'm
climbed
coming to.
Elbrus.
There's no
Yeah,
absolute way of validation.
correct.
And
So
if you are not prepared,
mhm,
you're playing with your life.
correct.
And
So
if you're not,
mhm.
and you yourself are not a genuine, you know, person, and you're training others because you have a title, you get awards, you get recognition, you get social media attention and all that, what kind of risk are you putting others to?
I think it's, you are cheating the entire community by doing all this. I don't think it's an ethical way of mountaineering. And also, if you are caught, then it affects your public image too, right? It
Right.
affects a lot. So that's why these couple from India who tried to fake their summit on Everest, they are
Mhm.
banned from Nepal. We became laughing stock in front of everyone. And there are so many people who have attempted to show that fake summit. So that is something very unethical that is going on in mountaineering field, and it's a very sad thing because so many other people, we struggle so much to reach the summit. So on all my Instagram posts, if I have not submitted, I've clearly written why the summit did not happen till where I went. And it's okay, because all mountains are not meant to summit, and
Mm,
it's not
mm.
just because of you that you can't submit. It could be weather, you fell sick, and that's a very human thing. It's fine. But I feel like it's mostly ego, wherein one person want to be successful, show them that I climbed all the peaks. And that's very unfair to people who are very honest about not submitting, and attempting it again. And I think, I don't know, in India and Nepal, like I said, they are very strict about it, but other countries, I don't know. So I think they should bring more proof, like pictures. Some people in other countries would know how that summit would looks like, more than compared to India. Nobody would know how Elbrus would look like unless they submit. Or a person who keeps going to Elbrus, they will know how the summit looks like, right?
Hmm.
So only they can validate.
I see.
So I think I think it should come from within the climber, that they should follow ethics, and it's okay if you don't submit. It's fine. Just go and
Yeah.
attempt it again.
Just accept defeat, but
Correct.
make it happen
Yeah.
proper
Yeah.
again.
Ideally, defeat should humble you,
Yes.
and that's why mountaineering is, not just about summit and victory. All failed summits should ideally humble you and ground you.
I think that's a good motivation for all those other
Yeah.
female friends of yours too, because I feel that they should pack up
Yeah.
again and prep up
Yeah. Yeah.
and give it that push. It doesn't happen quick. It won't happen
Correct.
so quick like next season, next year, whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
sure you. I think they need you. A lot of people need you, and a lot of people need legit
Mentors.
mentors.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to make that way through.
Correct.
And big shout out to your legit mentors for making that happen.
Yeah.